Yo, this your boy Gel, and welcome to Common Conversations. Yeah, that's it. 2020 is behind us. It was crazy. It was all kind of new. And yo, we know how to pivot. This is 2021. Let's get it in. And I want to have you on the show. Come podcast with me. Let's go live. Let's sit down and talk about all the good, the bad, the ugly, the green, the funny. Yo, y'all know how we do it. This is Gel. This is Common Conversations, and I'm inviting you to come tell your story. Let's go.
Start it up.
Flavorful catering, events, and more is what we pivoted Brew and Sip into.
Okay, so Flavorful?
Flavorful is our catering company.
Okay.
And we took it and we split, as you see the front half of it, into a coffee bar that the community needed called Brew and Sip.
Okay, so we went from feeding
To providing a conversation piece.
So it's conversation,
It's
not coffee.
conversation and coffee.
All right, there it is. Let's go. I like that. So how long y'all been in business?
So, Brew and Sip opened on 10/4, so a little over 2 months. And it really was a place where you couldn't go somewhere else and have an open, honest conversation. And it was something that the community needed during the protest. And just being able to say, okay, I can go have a cup of coffee. I don't have to feel like I don't know what I'm looking at when I look at a menu board. When somebody asks what an espresso is or what's in my cappuccino or I don't like this or I don't know what I'm ordering, but I want to support. They can come in and I'm educating you on the coffee that we roast ourselves and giving back.
You can come in and you can have that conversation about the color of your skin, how you were treated at a different business that you cannot have at that business.
Gotcha.
So you understand what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
when we saw on the news where, people were getting locked up going into, I'm not going to say the name of it, but another famous coffee house, the brother was just trying to have a meeting about some real estate and the cops were called on him. So, that would never happen here. I'm not even going to bother you about purchasing anything. We have church groups come in, have prayer meetings. We have AA meetings that can come in here. We have people that just come in to study.
Awesome.
We have a limited space, but that's for health code reasons and because we're in a pandemic. But yeah, I mean, it was during the protest. I don't want to go downtown and go into one of those coffee shops and start talking about the things that have affected us as people of color because I wouldn't feel comfortable. But you can come in here and that atmosphere is not there. So there you go.
And I call it a safe place. So,
Okay.
And people laugh, and I'm like, it's a safe place. You can have any kind of conversation. It's a no judgment zone for people. Most days the door is open. People come in and they enjoy themselves while they're having their coffee. You might talk to a complete stranger, an ally. You don't know who you're talking to when you come in Brew and Sip because everybody is somebody, and we know everybody that comes in here.
Coffee.
And we make it personal.
And it's personal.
It's personal to us.
Yeah.
So, we have people that come in and tell us, it's kind of like a cheers atmosphere.
Okay.
And the name of our house brew is Everybody Knows Your Name.
I love it.
That's what you're drinking actually today. Everybody knows your name. Hey,
Yeah,
that's me. I'm the hype girl.
So I'm going to jump right back in here real quick. How did y'all think you were going to survive COVID-19 pandemic starting a coffee shop?
Hold on. Okay. So she has owned a coffee shop before in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it was in a library.
Okay.
And my wife came to me with the idea of a coffee shop, and I'm just going to be real with it. I was not too enthused until I started to educate myself, and she started to educate me. Now, I have noticed that throughout our marriage, when I listen to my wife, good things happen. Regardless of what the topic is, when I listen to my wife, it goes down.
There's a lesson there, right? Let's
right. Good things happen. Okay?
Okay, let's go.
So, I said, well, I was a little bit concerned because I didn't want her in here by herself, So, Mr. Smith and Mr. Wesson, they had to have a place. And then, myself. So I wanted to ride this roller coaster with her and see what happened. And it has turned out amazing.
Awesome.
So again, lesson to be learned. Listen to your wife, and things will turn out okay.
There it is.
So it's just I like I said, I was a little skeptical, but I have seen what she is capable of, and wow, that's all I can say.
So during COVID-19, ladies and gentlemen, listening to your wife.
That is not always the truth.
All right, let's go.
So I am an entrepreneur from the heart, and I'm going to fly the wave and ride it and whatever else I need to do to make it happen. So I have been working on a cafe concept probably for the last 3 years in Louisville, and I kept being told by several people no. My business coach with SBDC.
You don't tell her no.
He had told me no, don't do it. They said it's too many foods, it's too many food options in Louisville, it's too many of this, it's too many of that. But my catering company did really, really well, and everybody was like, well, where can I get more food? So we started doing meal prep. You can get food that way. That wasn't enough. So then during COVID, when we first started COVID, we had just moved into our building. For the naysayers that do not know, we signed our lease on our building March 1st.
All right.
My husband is a corporate guy.
All right.
He said, what we going to do when them calls start coming in and COVID, they announced that we were shut down. I said, we're going to make it happen. We're going to keep it moving. So the coffee bar concept started back in March where we were going to do it, but we had to figure out, okay, do we want a new location? Do we want to stay here? So the visual on actually putting this together was piece by piece as it grew. And it was just like, we're going to do this and we're going to make it happen because people need a place to talk. People need a place to go. We had a girl in here Friday that had just lost her job, and he walked out and she broke down crying. And I was like, COVID is real, but I wanted to hug this young lady because it is so serious right now. Like, people do not know how it's affecting everybody. People that are touchers are like, I am craving to touch somebody, but we can't. Conversations are real. And it just works. We have businesses that put their business cards up. Some people are doing hobbies that are turning into businesses. This is my ministry, giving back to the community, feeding people, and actually having a conversation where I can be.
We have gained a better understanding of each other, our community around us, and people's thoughts and feelings on what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
The different conversations, the different situations. If I was in corporate America, I got, Bob and Jill sitting next to me, and that's the only outside influence that I have for those 8 hours when I'm at work. I had never been in a food service type situation before, so it is a really educational thing. It's like the difference between reading a book and somebody saying, read this encyclopedia.
All right.
So, with Bob and Jill, I'm just getting a chapter book. But with this particular atmosphere and with my wife remembering everyone, because I just don't have that capacity, I remember your face. I don't know what you do.
Gotcha.
I don't know nothing else. I don't even remember the last time you were here. I just know that I've seen you before.
Yes, I respect that 100%. I understand all day, every day.
But we compliment each other. I mean, people ask us all the time, well, you don't ever have any time to yourself and so on and so on. Again, I have some ailing parents, so, when I leave here, I'm headed out to Shively to make sure my parents are okay. And then, when I come home, she's still taking care of business. We're winding down, but we work very well together. And I don't know why. I'm the cook. She is the chef.
Okay.
But I'm the shorter cook. And I even told her in our wedding vows that I would be her sous chef.
Let's go.
So, so when she said, let's do this, again, listen to your wife. Good things happen.
I love the fact that y'all serve each other. That's a beautiful thing. We're going to talk about marriage on another show.
Woo!
But, that's my wife and I have been together for almost 24 years. And,
It's major.
We've been married. I don't even remember. So I just know we've been together. That's when I started.
That's the big part.
So that right there is amazing. All right, let's go. So, yeah.
Gain and loss. We have gained a community that has embraced us.
We're so thankful.
Yeah, so thankful for the community that has embraced us and just say, come on, let's do it. Loss, I've lost some friendships. Some people that didn't believe what I was doing. I've had to put some barriers up. We are building a team. I have gained some amazing, they're not even employees. These are people that actually are coming onto the team. The foundation has been our bookkeeper, our marketing company, and our office assistant. And to be able to put that wall between me and our customers when it comes to catering side or responding back, being able to do wholesale and different things that we're pyramiding off to, because the goal is 3 locations, 36 months.
If you could go back to yourself in 2019, what would you tell yourself? How would you prepare for this?
There's no preparation for COVID-19.
Okay.
There's no
wasn't.
preparation. Like,
Because we had when we were moving forward, we got the building, we signed the lease, and then
We had 26 weddings booked for
the year.
2020.
Wow.
So
And
I was not
then-
worried about taking care of this because I had 26 weddings.
Right,
Everybody
it
says,
wasn't-
why is there 10 on the windows? Well, because when I'm in here at 2 o'clock in the morning smoking your meat, because the catering company side, we cook everything day of. So that might be a lot on a person, but I do what I need to do to make sure my catering staff has been my catering staff for the 7 years that I've been around.
Okay, let's go.
So there's no preparation for what we did. If you made it through 2020,
All right.
that's a whole sermon for a preacher right there.
So
But
there's no looking
yeah.
back at 19 and saying, "Hey, I want to prepare you for
It's
what's
a totally
coming."
different situation. I mean, you know, like I said, we had 26 weddings booked, and
we lost all but like maybe 6 of them in the first.
so
Yeah.
it was. I'm at a loss for words on that. You know, nobody saw. Well, you know, somebody saw it coming, but it wasn't us. It hasn't changed us.
Okay.
We still would have been the whole Cheers vibe.
Location number 2 that we're actually scouting is 3,000 square feet because the ultimate goal for Brew and Sip in-house, we will still keep the cozy spot. That's what we call 3802, the cozy spot. We want 3,000. We want 3,000 square feet so we can do sipping paints. So you can come in and do your office work. So somebody else can be doing a Bible study in another corner. We want everybody to feel comfortable in their own safe space and not have to worry about it. You know,
Bob, for everybody who's listening, this is the Black-owned business, Bob. Have you seen an environment change with all the protests, with the pandemic, you know, the social unrest that's happening across the country? Have you seen a climate change amongst Black business owners or amongst Black people patronizing?
I'm gonna flip the script on you. Okay,
Let's go.
We have some Caucasian individuals that come from northern Indiana. This lady lived in a zip code when I looked it up just to purchase cocoa bombs, and she wanted to support a Black
45
business.
minutes.
Okay.
45 minutes one way. Okay? We have people that come from Mount Washington. We have people that come from Valley Station. We have people that come from Fort Knox. We had a couple come in from E-Town. They were going to Costco and decided, okay, well, we're going to support this Black
read
business.
the story. We decided to come by.
We decided to come by on the way to Costco. From
Okay.
E-Town. This just happened yesterday.
We
So-
have several allies that come in. I mean, and that's the thing. Like it's not for us. It's open, safe space for everybody. We're catering to everyone's need because everybody needs a little bit of extra right now. Period. Across the board.
So for the folks that say, well, I didn't know, I didn't understand, I didn't, I never realized.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse because one of the sayings that I live by, one of my mantras, lack of proper preparation on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine.
Say that again, doctor.
Lack of proper preparation on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine.
I love it.
And he always says that.
I
He
love
does. He
it.
does
Let's
say that a
go.
lot.
So, like she said, the backstory. So, for you to get a cup of coffee with some cream and sugar to walk up out of here means that I've been to the store to buy sugar. We had to purchase your cups. We had to pay the LG&E bill. We had to turn the lights on. We had to wake up early. Well, she had to wake up early. We had to go an hour away to our roaster to roast our coffee. We had to make sure he had the beans before we got there so we could roast them and not make a wasted trip. We had to come back. We had to grind the beans. I mean, it's just so much for that cup of coffee to wind up on the counter.
Man, that might be the thing. The journey of the coffee bean. Let's go.
But again, the proper preparation.
Yes.
So,
yes.
it is what it is.
And I like so for me, for the Bob is I appreciate the fact I am trying to re-educate us.
On coffee
No, not just that.
and business.
Business-wise, because I had a compliment. And it shouldn't have been a compliment on being open on time. And I was just like, huh? And when I said it to our PR person, she said, but we never, that's what the expectation is. The expectation is for somebody not to be open on time. So normally I'm here 30 minutes before I got to be open so that when you come in to get your coffee at 7 o'clock, it's already ready to be poured. My thing is education. So I'm open at 7 o'clock. We close at 1, but if you come to this door at 1:55 and we in here, we're going to open the door for you.
Yeah.
So we're still going to serve you even though we're closed. And people be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. But how far have you driven to get to Brew and Sip? Yeah. And I don't want you to feel like, well, I went all the way out there and then they wasn't open. Well, we're in here. We're open. We extended our hours for the next 2 weeks for Christmas so that people can get their cocoa bombs, their gift cards, their coffee bags, whatever they needed. In that same concept, people have came in and said, Black people don't support black people. Yes, we do. We
Let's go.
we support each other, and it's all about how you present it. Some people really don't know about Brew and Sip. We have an amazing marketing company that has put us on the map. We have some amazing people that's always tagging us. But I say Louisville's cliquish because we support who we want to support, and that's the bad part because you don't know what I have to offer until you come and have a conversation with me. And I know that I'm dope. Some people that know me know that I'm dope, but you have so many people that's doing the same thing, and I stay in my lane to where I'm like, okay, well, we do food. We do catering, meal prep, personal dining experiences, and now we have a coffee bar. Everything's food.
When she was saying that, to educate folks, we go above and beyond for our customers. We had a lady in here Friday, I think. She looked at the menu and she was like, I don't see a burger.
Oh my gosh.
Ma'am, if you want a burger, let me see if I got some in the freezer. Let me see if I got some in the freezer. And because
we do not sell burgers.
We don't sell burgers. Don't come in and ask. We're out. But I happen to have some burgers already patted up in the freezer. I said, ma'am, I will fix you a burger.
Yeah. As we
And that's
wrap
what I
up
did.
this session, right? So 5 questions, because y'all done dropped a lot of knowledge. And
Hey.
and I know we can sit here for hours and do this, but we all got.
If the customers don't keep coming in, I'm sorry, y'all.
But now that's the cool
That's
part.
what it do,
right?
yeah.
We gotta love it. Y'all let me come in during
During
work hours,
business
and I
hours, yeah.
appreciate that. 5 things that you would share. Y'all could do it the group, individually. That you would share with either new entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs who are thinking about opening in 2021 for the first time, and those who are out here already in this space, maybe been here and is still trying to figure out how to pivot in today's new environment. What would you share with
If
them?
you are a couple and you have your business is something that both of you enjoy, do it. The naysayers, let slick yourself down and let that wash.
Okay.
Don't listen to it. Like the wife was saying, she was told, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. No, we're doing it, and it's gonna get done well, and we're gonna do it the right way.
Do it afraid.
Do it afraid.
Do it afraid. He went back to his notepad, y'all. Yeah, do it afraid. And ask for help. Don't be scared to ask for help. Call that person that you thought would never be a business coach. Educate yourself.
Okay.
I mean, no matter what, educate yourself. You can never be too educated. I'm in a cohort right now. This is our 2nd year together. And I'm never scared to educate myself. Like, I might not have time to show up to your event because we're open. We're open 7 days a week. People said, well, you guys are closed on Wednesday and Thursday. Well, my next thing was I wanted to be the first Black female roaster in Louisville. That's what I wanted to do. So that's what we're doing right now. So that we can sell our beans wholesale. And so I don't have to travel, to get our coffee. Because I went to, and I know coffee is a male-dominated world, or whatever they want to say. Brew and Sip is my baby.
That's
All day long, I tell people, I'm like, I went to several people that own coffee companies and asked them, could I buy their coffee? And they didn't. So now I'm educating myself on how to roast my own coffee.
That was kind of interesting to watch.
Because now they're coming back.
To watch that play out, because it once we got established after that first month,
Yeah.
and we had our purchasing situation straightened out, these people that we had reached out to months before,
Yeah.
they either didn't think we were serious, or
His name wasn't on it, that's all.
I don't know. And then they come back. Well, we want you to buy our coffee. And there was one quote that we got last week, and I looked at it and I was like, there is no way on earth. Why would you send this to somebody?
He followed up with a phone call. Follow up with people. Follow up. Is that for number 4? Follow up with people that you sent emails to. Because follow up means everything. Because you never know what people are thinking in the back end.
Absolutely.
I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there.
Stay in your lane.
Okay.
Don't try to sell T-shirts, cotton candy, Mr. Freeze, knock off purses, and cut grass. That's not gonna work out for you very well.
Like
Stay in your lane. Stay in your
That's too
lane.
funny. I like that.
We cook. I cook. I'm not a business owner or runner. That's the wife. So I stay in my lane. She tells me which way we're gonna go, and I research it. Like she said, education. I didn't know a whole lot about coffee, but I can tell you that I honestly have put in 2 months into this at least 400 hours worth of websites, books, reading up on the subject, finding out where the beans come from, the different types of beans, how coffee's grown, how it gets exported, what fair trade means, how it makes it to the United States. different distributors from different coasts, how it's stored, coffee diseases. So if I get a bag of beans and it's a big ball of mold in the middle, the whole bag has to be thrown out.
Yeah.
Keeping it elevated off the floor. The different notes, how coffee's supposed to taste, the chocolate, the cherry, the peach, the different type of allergies that people have, the reasons behind the oat milk, the oat milk, the soy milk, the almond milk, the macadamia milk. That's one we don't carry is the macadamia. But I didn't understand why my wife needed all of these things until people started coming in.
So we carry all of the alternative milks, and we carry, and it's so funny because we had a lady coming the other day. We carry almond whip too, and people's like, "Oh, it's almond whip." Yeah, because non-dairy people want whipped cream on top of their coffee too. So.
Let's go.
So it's just stay in your lane.
Okay.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Healthy is an option, and that fruit smoothie is coming back.
Brew and sip.
Brew and sip.
Latoya now.
Where you get your drip.
I appreciate the time. I love it. Do it again for me. You gotta look at the camera on this.
Brew and sip. Where you get your drip.
Start it up.
Yo, this your boy Miguel, and welcome to Common Conversations. Yeah, that's it. 2020 is behind us. It was crazy. It was all kind of new. And yo, we know how to pivot. This is 2021. Let's get it in. And I want to have you on the show. Come podcast with me. Let's go live. Let's sit down and talk about all the good, the bad, the ugly, the green, the funny. Yo, y'all know how we do it. This is Miguel. This is Common Conversations, and I'm inviting you to come tell your story. Let's go.